It started with a rumor. Not the kind whispered in dark alleys or hidden corners of the internet, but the kind that refuses to die. A place so unbelievable that people dismissed it instantly, yet couldn't stop talking about it. A prison, where inmates didn't suffer. A prison, where criminals lived better than ordinary citizens. A prison, where luxury replaced punishment. They called it the Golden Fortress. And those who entered it never wanted to leave. At first glance, it looked nothing like a prison. No rusted bars, no broken walls, no screaming guards. Instead, there were marble floors, glass corridors, and private suites that rivaled five-star hotels. The gates, tall, polished, and silent, opened automatically, welcoming prisoners like honored guests rather than criminals. Every inmate had their own room. Not a cell, a room, complete with a king-sized bed, smart lighting, personal entertainment system, and even a balcony overlooking carefully landscaped gardens. Some rooms had indoor fountains. Others had private libraries. And the food, not the tasteless, bland meals you'd expect. Here, inmates chose from menus prepared by professional chefs. Italian, Japanese, Middle Eastern, whatever they desired, it was served. Breakfast wasn't a tray thrown through a slot, it was plated like a fine dining experience. But this wasn't the most shocking part. The real secret of the Golden Fortress was hidden deeper. The prisoners. They weren't ordinary criminals. They were billionaires, powerful politicians, tech moguls, shadow figures whose names rarely appeared in public. People who, outside these walls, controlled industries, influenced governments, and shaped the world. And inside, they lived like royalty. The outside world saw it as justice. They're locked up, the media said. They've been punished, the headlines declared. But those who knew the truth understood something far darker. This wasn't punishment. This was protection. Inside the Golden Fortress, there were no guards with guns. Only discreet security systems powered by artificial intelligence. Cameras tracked movement silently. Doors opened and closed with facial recognition. There were no keys, no chains, because escape wasn't the problem. Leaving was. Once inside, you were cut off from the world, but not powerless. Because the prison had something no other place on earth had. Influence without exposure. Every room was equipped with encrypted communication systems. Not phones. Not internet. Something far more secure. From inside their luxurious confinement, inmates could still run companies, move money across continents, and quietly direct operations beyond the prison walls. Deals were made over dinner. Alliances formed in private lounges. Decisions that affected millions were taken while sipping imported coffee under golden chandeliers. The Golden Fortress wasn't just a prison. It was a command center. And then there was the garden. A massive indoor oasis filled with rare plants, artificial waterfalls, and sunlight simulated through advanced technology. Birds, real ones, flew freely inside. The air smelled fresh, untouched by the outside world. Inmates walked there daily, not for exercise, for meetings. Because in the Golden Fortress, nothing was random. Every interaction had a purpose. Every conversation meant something. But not everyone inside was comfortable. There was one man. No one knew his real name. They called him the Silent One. Unlike the others, he didn't enjoy the luxury. He didn't attend the dinners. He didn't walk in the garden. He didn't use the communication systems. He stayed in his room, watching, waiting, because he understood something others didn't. This place wasn't built to keep people in. It was built to keep secrets hidden. One night, something changed. The lights flickered, for just a second, but in a place where everything was controlled, even a second mattered. The Silent One stood up. For the first time in weeks, he stepped out of his room. The corridors were unusually quiet. Too quiet. As he walked past the glass walls, he noticed something strange. The reflections. They weren't matching. For a brief moment, the corridor behind him looked different. Older. Darker. Like another version of the prison existed beneath the perfect surface. He kept walking, until he reached a door he had never seen before. No label, no handle, just a smooth metallic surface. And yet, it opened. Inside, everything changed. No marble floors, no luxury, no light, just cold concrete, and silence. This was the real prison. Cells lined the walls, Small, dark, empty, or so it seemed, until he heard it. A whisper. Help. He froze. The voice came from one of the cells. He stepped closer. Inside, there was a man. Weak, pale, broken, nothing like the powerful inmates upstairs. Who are you? The Silent One asked. The man smiled faintly. Someone who tried to leave. The truth hit like a storm. The Golden Fortress wasn't what it seemed. The luxury, the comfort, the freedom. It was all an illusion. A carefully designed system to keep powerful people contained, without making them feel trapped. Because if they ever realized they were prisoners, they would destroy everything, and those who did realize, they disappeared into this hidden layer, forgotten, erased. The Silent One stepped back, his mind racing. He finally understood why no one ever talked about escaping. Why no one questioned the system. Why everything felt too perfect. Because the moment you questioned it, you became a problem. Suddenly, alarms echoed softly through the hidden corridor. Not loud, not chaotic, controlled, like everything else in the Golden Fortress. Footsteps approached, not guards, something else, silent, precise, watching. The Silent One looked at the trapped man one last time. Can you get out? He asked. The man shook his head. No one leaves. For a moment, time stood still. Then the Silent One made a choice. Not to run, not to hide, but to expose the truth. He turned, and walked back toward the luxurious world above. But this time, he wasn't fooled. The Golden Fortress still looked beautiful. Still felt perfect. Still operated flawlessly. But now he could see it clearly. A cage, made of gold. And somewhere deep inside it, a system designed not to punish criminals, but to control power. The next morning, everything continued as usual. Inmates laughed. Food was served. Deals were made. No one noticed the change. Except one. Because in a place built on illusion, the most dangerous person is the one who sees the truth. And the Silent One, he smiled. Because now, he knew exactly how to break it. The end, or just the beginning. Fire.